What is up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Tuesday, but it's not just any Tuesday, is it? It's Valentine's Day. Happy V-Day. February 14th, 2023. Hope you guys are having a good V-Day, Valentine's Day. Hope you got lucky this morning. Hope you get lucky tonight. Fill in some holes. No, can't say it again. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and all the good stuff. And I hope you saw the announcement on Saturday, the TBC Amazon gift card giveaway. We announced it in a video on Saturday. The video link will be in the description for this show, in the notes. So hop over there onto YouTube if you're on podcast. If you're on YouTube, click the link and you'll get the details on the gift card giveaway. We are thanking all of our loyal subscribers and our new ones who just hopped aboard this week and giving away a gift card. We're going to do this every 100 subscribers. So we're at like 474 right now, I believe. So we're going to get to 500, give away a gift card. 600, give away a gift card, and so on. All right. Today, we're talking about running back room, Tony Alford's room. Is this crowded running back room a problem? Tony Alford had some things to say about that. He said last year was a balancing act, but it is what it is, and you do what you got to do. Two of those phrases that I love the most. It is what it is. So meaningful. So many details. Full of emotion. Anyways, so as we know, Travion and Mayan battled injuries all year. There was like no consistency out of the backfield. We never knew from week to week who was playing, who was starting. And Ohio State, to my point here, the way they do their injury reports is screwing the players long term, because they got to answer, where they feel compelled to anyways. In Travion's case, he has to go to social media to defend himself because nobody's talking about injuries from Ohio State's point of view. You know, Ryan Day's not talking about them. You know, nobody is. The trainers aren't allowed to meet with the media. So they're screwing the player, and the players have to like feel the need to defend themselves like Travion did. So anyways, we'll get into that in a sec. So we lost Evan Pryor back in fall camp in 2022. So Dallin Hayden was forced to emerge and had to be somewhat productive. We had Chip Trainum and Xavier Johnson chip in late in the season with in important roles. You know, I mean, we're talking the Peach Bowl, you know, a CFP semifinal, the Michigan game, Chip was in there. So it should not have been this way. This you can never predict this kind of injury. Terrible luck. But Tony Alford, on going into the 2022 season, he said just recently, the whole deal was for me to really trying to keep my players' emotions together. It's frustrating, not just for coaches, it's frustrating for them. They're highly competitive guys. For them to not be able to go and perform the way they'd like to, for whatever reason, that gets frustrating for them too. The hope is that by summer, everyone will be healthy and he'll have one of the deepest running back rooms in the country. Yeah. So we're all crossing our fingers, right? No injuries in spring. So Travion, looking back at his 2022 season, he played in 8 games. Obviously was not himself most of the time he was in there, especially after midway through the season. He had nagging foot injuries. That hampered him. You saw his frustration on the field. Even he wanted to make a cut, but he just physically could not because of his foot injury, which was a broken bone and some torn ligaments, by the way. That's all. But anyways, you know, he's an emotional guy, and I got no problem with that. But he takes it to social media because he feels he has to defend himself. His game, you know, he looked like crap. He didn't look like the same player we saw as a freshman. So, you know, and you got some assholes out there on Twitter or Instagram or wherever going at him like he's playing like shit on purpose, and so he feels the need to defend himself. And I get it. I'm not saying he's wrong to do it, but again, going back to what I said earlier about Ohio State not talking about injuries, and just suddenly he appears in a game or he doesn't, it's not helping the players. It's actually hurting them. So anyways, they shut him down before the Michigan game. Of course, he had surgery, and that'll keep him out of action this spring. Tony said that all indications to me that he's doing great. That's between him and the doctors, but he'll be ready in the summer. So as we know, he's out. Tony also said that Travion's a very goal-oriented guy, and it bothered him greatly not to be able to play and perform at a high level. He'll use that as motivation to come back. The biggest thing we have to guard against is making sure he's taking the time he needs to take and that the doctors tell him to take, and not trying to do too much too fast. He's excited to get going again. So yes. Chip Trayanum. So he really just adds depth to the running back room right now. He moved to running back in the middle of last year. And this is his permanent home. Now, it's permanent home. We know he played running back at Arizona State. Tony always speaks glowingly about Chip. He said that Chip is a consummate team guy. He felt like he could help us with the situation we were in. He had played at the position at a high level. He just wanted to play, and he said, if I can go over there and help, then I'm all in. He said that I've known Chip a long time. In the end, he did help us out when needed. I love having him in our room. He's a very mature team guy, very positive. Love that. That's what you need from depth guys, role players, we saw him. He showed up against Michigan, had some solid carries, and really actually it kind of helped the offense at times. So we expect Chip and Dallin Hayden to share reps this spring. We won't see Evan Pryor. We've got high expectations for him, but this is his third year in the program. Keep that in mind. He'll probably get an injury redshirt for last year, I would hope. If they can squeeze that in, that'd be great. So maybe he'll get a fifth year on the back end. He had a couple of explosive plays in the spring game last year, you remember. Then had the ACL tear in fall camp. Tony talked about him a little bit. He said that he's a guy we've always thought was going to have an integral role in the offense. He also said that going into the season, we thought that, especially coming off the spring he had a year ago, hopefully he's going to be able to move forward and do the things that we fully anticipate he can do. Like using the way they used Xavier Johnson out of the backfield against Georgia, things like that as a weapon, a pass catching weapon. Xavier Johnson, it is expected to stay with the receivers, so we don't have to worry about him. Unless God forbid we have another, decimated running back room again. But as of right now, they want to use Pryor. We'll probably see this in the fall camp period. But he can be somebody that can step into those pass catching situations. And Tony said, I would like to think so, but time will tell. So we'll see how it goes there. And of course, Mayan, just to touch on him briefly, he's out for spring as well. So like I said, everybody getting snaps in spring will be Chip Trayanum, Dallin Hayden. That's it. That's the list. So, hopefully the O-line can work with that. I can't imagine it's going to be too much of a hindrance, but we'll see how the offense fares in the spring game. I'm sure I haven't heard anything about TC Caffey. I have to do some research on that. We never heard anything other than after he got his season-ending injury. I don't know what ended up happening with him, if he's back, if he's healthy, I don't know. So maybe we'll find out in the spring game altogether. So that's all I got for today. Please don't forget, check out the TBC Amazon gift card giveaway, and it's down here in the show notes. And I'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.